What is going on, everybody? My name is Nathan, and this is Salty Productions. Now, today I have another Would You Rather video for you guys. This is Would You Rather number 3, and we're going to go ahead and answer some hopefully intriguing and interesting Would You Rather questions. First, though, I want to comment. I feel like this shirt is a decent shirt, but I feel like when I have it buttoned all the way up like this, that I need a tie or something to go along with it, because it feels like with the shirt, I'm trying to be formal, but the tie is like really missing, so I feel as if I'm not actually pulling off the whole formality thing. Anyway, I think I look pretty nice, so whatever. We'll just jump right in. We will go ahead and skip some of these. Either .io does actually glitch out once you load it for the first time. Okay. I already answered that question. If you had to eat bugs, would you rather eat 100 ants or 50 beetles? So this is actually interesting, and this is exactly the type of gross question that I was looking for when when you load up this website. So ants for sure, and the reason for this is that I feel as if 100 ants is going to not only have less mass than 50 beetles, so you're actually eating less of this horrible, disgusting bug. But I feel as if ants you could almost disguise as like a crunchy sort of like candy type of food. Not candy in the sense that it's sweet, but like an ant is about as crunchy as perhaps like a Cheerio or something like that. So I feel as if ants, actually, if you cooked ants, I bet in the right way, I bet they would actually make a decent snack if you flavor them. And that sounds gross, but I feel as if ants just have the texture to actually be a palatable or digestible food. Beetles are gross. I feel as if once you crunch into a beetle, that's going to squirt all of its innards all over your mouth, and that's freaking gross. I'm going to go ahead and I could only eat 2 I don't get it. Oh, that was a joke. Okay, so for sure ants. Moving on. Would you rather have every song you ever listen to turn into Neon Cat? That sounds freaking terrible. Or have every movie you ever watched turn into Badgers. I don't even know what Badgers is, so I'll go with Neon Cat because I actually know what that is, and we'll move on. Would you rather talk like Yoda or breathe like Darth Vader? For sure Yoda, because Yoda's like vocal, like his grammatical structure can almost be cool in a way. But like if you are just in the real world breathing like Darth Vader, that would, like, you'd come off as a weirdo. Like, of course you'd come off as a weirdo as Yoda, but like you could still, like, that would kind of be something quirky about you. That would be like a quirky personality trait. But if you're just like a mouth breather like Darth Vader, then for sure you're going to come off as just a weirdo, and it's as simple as that. So definitely talk like Yoda, and I would expect a pretty strong response here. Looks like we have 57%. I would have guessed maybe 60 to 65. But all right. Would you rather be extremely paranoid or be extremely naive? So I guess let me do... No. Okay. Actually, I think I might want to move on with this because it's not that I don't know what naive means, but I think that what I have... Actually, you know what? I can do a quick Google search on my phone because this is actually in Chrome, so I don't want to like screw up the overlay and everything. So if you'll allow me to be unprofessional for about 30 seconds here, I'm going to find the definition of naive. Naive. Showing lack of experience, wisdom, or judgment. Okay. So, oh man, so that pretty much is a question of would you rather come off as somebody who is always stressed out and worried, which has real health complications, really, really negative, possible negativity there, like physically affecting you, or would you rather come off as an idiot all the time? And I think I'd rather almost be naive because I feel like you could manipulate naiveness to a degree where you're attempting to learn what you're doing. Like, yeah, you come off as inexperienced and probably just not very knowledgeable. But you can sort of twist that that sort of demeanor to make it look as if you're trying your best to sort of learn, gain experience. So probably naive. And paranoid, again, paranoid almost comes with a certain stress element. And when you're stressful all the time, that is something that goes against like 100% of my personality. I like being like stressing over things is not something that I do. I guess I'm just have a more relaxed personality that way. So definitely naive. And I'm surprised more people didn't answer this. I guess looks like a pretty even split, but I'm wondering what the rationale is behind that. Anyway, would you rather be a superhero and hated by everyone? Be a superhero and hated by everyone. So why would you be a superhero? Wouldn't that be a super villain? Or have no arms or legs, but be loved by all. Have no arms or legs, but be loved by all. Oh, man. So it depends on... So you don't get to become a supervillain in Raid. Okay. So I guess it depends on what kind of powers I have as a superhero. Like, if you were to say, oh, you're going to be like a hero, like a public figure type of hero, like, but I mean, this really depends. Oh, excuse me. This really depends on how much you value, how you are loved by the people around you. But having no arms or legs is so limiting. But I feel like with today's technology, you could, like, if you had enough money, you could actually get synthetic arms and or legs, like those robotic things. I think you guys know what I'm talking about. Be a superhero and hated by everyone. I think I'd still rather go in the red here. Have no arms or legs, but be loved by all, because I feel as if being accepted by people and just being loved in general is one of the things that humans seek the most. And I think that, like, for most people, that is going to outvalue the functionality that your arms or legs would bring you. God, it would be such a pain, though, to just do not only everyday tasks, because like everyday tasks in that situation are a challenge to you. And that's I think one thing that like people forget about when they run into people with those sorts of disabilities, is that like people like that are challenged on a daily basis, more than just average people who have full functionality like that. But I'm thinking, like, you know, like anything that you do in public, whether it's like going on an airplane or something like that, like I don't know how that would work. So still, I mean, definitely lean towards the red. Wow, are you serious? Be a superhero and hated by everyone. Really? I am Voldemort status. I'm curious though as to why. Like, what? Be a superhero and hated by everyone. But that, like, a guy in the comments says, "Oh, well, that's Batman." But like, okay, I guess we'll just move on. I'm just curious, like, why? Like, yeah, it would be cool to be a superhero, but I feel as if that would be, almost like selfish in a certain sense, where you have these amazing powers, but there has to be a reason why you're hated by everyone, whether you screwed something up, you did something bad. So that's almost like, oh, would you have superpowers, but you did something bad and now you're hated by everyone? I don't know. Interesting. Would you rather stand on red hot burning coals for 30 seconds without moving, or shut your hands in a waffle iron? Oh my god. Gotta stop that. Shut your hand in a waffle iron for 2 minutes. Stand on red hot. Probably the red hot burning coals. The reason is, shut your hand. So you're really dealing with 2 feet or 1 hand, but the 2 feet is for a quarter of the time. Now, I think that value right there is enough. So, but like, I don't know if we're having like permanent physical effects from this, because like if you just burned your feet for 30 seconds. Well, actually, yeah, definitely the red hot burning coals for 30 seconds, because I think that 30 seconds when you are in extreme amounts of pain is going to seem like a lifetime. And if you compare that to 2 minutes, 2 full minutes of having your hand burnt, absolutely I'd take the feet any day of the week. And also, your feet in general have less sensation in them, just because I feel like your feet get calloused after a certain amount of time, so you're actually going to have not as much feeling in your feet as it is. So for sure, stand on red hot burning coals, absolutely 84%. Would you rather have long curly hair or have short straight hair? Long curly hair. Both of those I don't like. Long curly hair is not that attractive, and have short straight hair is not that attractive either. As a guy, I guess it depends. I mean, it depends on if you're a guy or a girl. A guy, I'd rather have short straight hair, because obviously I don't want to have long hair. Yeah, okay. If you were on the Starship Enterprise, would you rather work under Captain Kirk or work under Captain Picard? I don't care, because I'm not a Star Trek person. Would you rather emit robot noises whenever you move or make camera shutter sounds whenever you blink? I feel as if you went with the camera shutter sounds, you would come off as a real creep sometimes. And like the robot noises might get annoying, but like it's kind of a quirky thing. Like it could turn into sort of a cute thing. Probably robot noises. 41%. What? I mean, there's logic behind. I guess you could limit your blinking. The average person blinks like 100,000 times a week or something like that, so go with the robot. Yeah, it's just I don't want to come off as like a creepy person, you know? That's pretty important. You don't want to be a creepy person in public. And the robot noises, again, annoying, but like you could get over it. And I feel like robot noises would be more subtle as well. I don't know. Would you rather get shot or get stabbed? Well, what a choice. What a choice. Thank you for your creativity, either.io or Armand123. What a wonderful question. Who wants to consider this? And as if there's even a difference. You're either way, you're feeling immense amounts of pain, and that's just a stupid question. Would I rather get shot or get stabbed? Probably get shot. Because it's instantaneous. The bullet's probably going to leave your body. As long as it doesn't hit anything important. I'm assuming for both situations. So probably get shot. Yeah. Plus, I think more people in general wonder what it's like to get shot than to get stabbed, because like nobody actively wants to get stabbed. I feel as if that's just a more horrific, like it's a more horrific injury, right? You have more body mass that's being injured when you're getting stabbed. And I'm assuming this is like a kitchen knife, like some sort of criminal is busting into my home or something. So probably definitely get shot. If you made no money as a result, would you rather have, oh my god, I can't stop the story. I need to get more sleep. If you made no money as a result, would you rather have created Facebook or created Twitter? You would have continued involvement in the company. So I mean, it depends. I guess this question is asking, what does Facebook stand for and what does Twitter stand for? On one hand, I like, I'm going to have to go with the blue here, because a lot of people will say, well, Facebook is dumb. And I think that a lot of people say that because a lot of parents are involved on Facebook. Like Facebook includes many generations rather than just young people. So like Twitter, so it's true that I like Twitter more than Facebook, but like I don't like the way of thinking that Twitter encourages, which is the short thought, the short blurb that is so short that you can't type anything meaningful. And when you get like a bunch of tweets, like if you get barraged with a bunch of tweets, then those people all seem like little bugs just like chattering because their thoughts mean nothing and there's just so many of them. Facebook definitely allows for extended, not only like posts with a lengthened character limit, so you can actually. Oh my god, yeah, it doesn't stop. Facebook allows for extended posts, so you can actually get a thought in. But like Facebook also connects people. I like that you can connect with people and also just like share your photos, because sharing your photos or like building like a Facebook inventory of photos is kind of like recording your life memories as you go. So not only are you storing your own memories here, which is good to reference at later points, but like you can look at other people's stuff and just be like, oh, so this is this kind of person. I see that he or she likes to hunt, likes to fish, or like, you can access that information. Plus, like if you were to post, like if you were to have a family reunion, and then you took a picture, posted it on Facebook, like people can reference that, who maybe couldn't attend or something. It's just a way for people to connect. So I think that Facebook overall is an asset to society, even though I like Twitter better. So for sure, Facebook. And I was actually going to think it would be about 50-50 here, because I think the site in general obviously has like younger people that tend to be on here, but I'm guessing that people also sort of subtly agree with the fact that Facebook just connects people, so that's sort of interesting that way. Would you rather lose your keys or lose your cell phone? These are both shitty things to lose, and it says you will not recover either. So here's the thing, my cell phone, okay, so here's the thing. Right now, I don't even know though that I would use my cell phone, because my cell phone right now is from 2012. This is the LG Optimus G, and actually in about a month, I'm upgrading from the LG Optimus G to the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge, which is a massive upgrade. That's going from 2012 to 2016, and the S7 Edge has very high performance, very high reviews, etc. So, would I lose my phone now? Probably, just because I'm getting a new one soon anyway. But if you would ask me in about a month or so when I have the S7 Edge, probably lose my keys, because it's really just, would you rather pay like $700 or whatever for a new phone, or probably less than that. I don't know. It depends on if you have insurance on your phone as well. Or would you rather go through a massive headache? Because getting a new car key will cost you money, but I think it's doable. Getting a new apartment key would probably cost money, but it's doable. And you come off as just an irresponsible prick when you approach your landlord about that. So I think that I would rather lose my keys. I'd rather go through that headache. And I'm not surprised, because a lot of people, again, this site is populated by young people, and young people are, as always, obsessed with their cell phone. So yeah, strong agreement there. And I don't think that, like, it also depends on, or I'm just saying the percentage of people that answer in the blue here depends on if they even have important keys to lose in the first place. Because like if it was just your car key, well, who gives, you can get a new one of those. But like I would be more worried about my apartment key, because like you want to come off as a responsible person to your landlord, at least. So like it depends on if you have an apartment key as well. I don't know. Would you live in ancient Greece or live in ancient Egypt? Absolutely Greece. I don't want slavery and just being in a desert environment in Egypt. Absolutely ancient Greece, and I would expect a pretty strong response there as well. Yeah, okay. All right, well, we'll move on from that. Would you rather constantly stumble when walking or constantly stutter when speaking? Constantly probably stumble when walking, because I, especially once you get into a career, maybe like an office job or whatever, where you're sitting at a desk like doing things, well, if you're not walking as much, it's not going to matter. That's going to limit your exercise. But to constantly stutter when speaking, well, that really affects how intelligent you seem and how constantly stutter. And it would also prevent me from doing something like this, where I can't like articulate my thoughts. And that's one of my favorite things in this entire world is like articulating or explaining like a line of logic to somebody. So definitely stumble when walking. Yeah, 61%, because most people are not going to be doing a ton of walking. So I just think by the very nature of yeah. Constantly stutter, yeah. You misspelled stutter. Bro, get your question right. All right, last question here. Would you rather live in the Star Wars universe or live in the Star Trek universe? Well, here's the thing. I don't know. Like, I'm not super up to date on Star Trek. I guess I've seen the most recent Star Wars. So, like, I feel as if I know more about the Star Wars universe. But the Star Trek, I mean, I remember watching as a kid. My dad would watch, is it Star Trek Next Generation or something? And like basically Star Trek is all about exploration, finding new races of people, talking to that races of people, like sort of extending the diplomatic reach of humanity. Star Wars is kind of past that point. It's where, all right, we know about all these aliens, we're already living together. But probably the Star Wars universe, I'm thinking. Because the Star Wars universe, you don't even... I guess there isn't really a bad guy, though, in the Star Trek universe. I mean, there probably is. I'm just too ignorant or not knowledgeable enough on the show. So I guess the Star Wars universe, just because I know a little bit more about that. 85%. 85%. I think the Star Trek universe is either boring, or not boring, but like I think that people maybe just know more about the Star Wars universe because obviously the Star Wars movie was released like last year, and that was, I think, one of the top selling movies almost of all time. So I think, yeah, people just know more about that. Either way, you're going to space. Yeah, man, let's go to space. All right, so that was Would You Rather number 3. Feel free to leave a rating on this video if you guys enjoyed it. Feel free to subscribe if you enjoy my type of content that I tend to upload. And that is where I'll wrap up the video. So thank you all for watching, and hopefully I will see all of you in the next video.